Who would be an electronics expert? I mean, I would have said Lotta. I wouldn't say she's an electronics expert. Who else? Gumshoe? It can't be Gumshoe. But he's the only one I can think of. Hey, welcome back, pal. I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice, thanks. It's a rich man's luxurious full-course meal. Out of a can, that is. I'm sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have the time to eat. Oh, hey, you don't have a can opener here, pal. You've gotta be kidding. And here I thought he had already whipped something up. Oh, I know. There is one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead. Well, since he's here and offering, wonder what I should try asking him about. Wait, so can I talk? Alright, no, I can present stuff though. Wrong one. Wait, where's the... Oh, it's at the bloody bottom. There we go. The transceiver? Oh, Mr. Nick, you should ask Mr. Scruffy Detective about that thing. What thing? Oh yeah! This thing just up and broke all of a sudden. It broke, pal? When I was talking to the kidnapper, it just suddenly broke into static. Look, it sounded like this. I don't hear any static, pal. Huh? Maybe it fixed itself. That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Maybe... Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. Electromagnetic interference? Okay, so now I can talk to him about it. So what is electromagnetic interference? It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal. Oh, when you put it that way... I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen, the stuff on the screen gets kinda fuzzy and starts acting funny, alright? Alright. Huh? Computer? It's like when you use the dryer next to the TV, and the screen starts looking weird. Oh yes, the TV does do that. Oh, so that's what you're talking about. She seems amazingly happy at being able to understand this. Aw. So the room you were in when when that interference to the transceiver happened, there's gotta be something there that's sending out very strong radio waves, pal. Something like... like a listening device or something. Ah! Hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened? We were in Mr. Karida's room. The scene of the murder. What? That's it. I'm gonna sneak into the precinct and get a bug sweeper. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal? Wait, Gumshoe! Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal, my fingers are itching to go. Yeah! Oh my god, I love Gumshoe. We should be going too, Nick. Alright, let's go. Alright, we're on a roll. Yeah! Jesus. Right, hotel lobby. Back to Karida's room, I suppose. Right, Viola Hall. Right, here we go. Karida's room! Hey, you're finally here, pal. Sorry to keep you waiting. Do you have the, bug sweeper? Well, you see, I got busted trying to sneak in, pal. Then suddenly, I'm staring at the precinct doors. From the outside, I mean, so, yeah, I couldn't get one. Oh, I couldn't get one of the police bug sweepers. What do you mean you couldn't get it? We need that item. Hey, calm down, pal. I didn't say I didn't get one, just not the police's. Wow, so this is a bug sweeper? Looks a little broken. Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school, pal. Oh, by who? Me, of course. Ah, seeing this sure brings back memories. Hey, don't look down on it, pal. Sure, it looks a little run down, but I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here. Your heart and soul? It'll work. Trust me, pal. I'll do the job. It'll do the job, but... but you can't set the sensitivity, so it's going to beep at anything that gives off electromagnetic waves. But isn't it better that way? Well, anyway, since I brought it all this way, might as well give it a whirl, right, pal? I'm getting that sinking feeling again. Okay, now I'll tell you how to use this baby. There's a listening device or some other sort of bug hidden in this room, pal. So we're gonna find it, right? Right, now, first, let's turn the sweeper on. Next, touch the sweeper and take a real good look around the room with it, pal. You can see how strong the radio waves are at an area by looking at the check gauge. Once you find something that's giving off strong waves, the gauge will change. And when that happens, touch the gauge to really give the thing a long hard stare. A lot of things here that's going to give off radio waves, so let's take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Alright. I'm going to go stand outside and keep an eye out. Give me a yell if you find the bug. Got it, pal? Oh! Oh my god. What a lovely bear! Oh my god. Oh, this must be one of those fancy bear-shaped toy robots. It's a robot? It's a real robot? Yeah, it's a real one. Mr. Nick? Yes? How many horsepowers is it? How many horsies? Horsies? Well, look, it's a bear, so... what? Oh my god, that's crazy. Right, pen. There's another. Well, it certainly looks like an alarm clock. Oh, that's the one that goes off. What's wrong? Why do you look troubled? I just can't imagine the listening device being inside this alarm clock. It just, sort of reminded me of something that happened a long time ago. Well, anyway, it looks like the listening device isn't in here. Oh, I think it's the, they're on about the listener clock. Oh my god. This is a refrigerator, right? I really don't think the listening device is in something like that, or this, because it's filled with nothing but healthy vegetable juices, right? Yeah, sure. What does that have to do with listening devices? Oh, there we go. Oh. This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I have ever seen. Hey, so did you guys find it yet? The listening device, I mean. No, not yet, but this bear's eye is... Let's see. A perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you'd find the device to me, pal. Let's take this big fella's eye out and see what we got. No, you can't. Such a violent act. Oh dear. No! No, a camera? It's a miniature camera. Looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer. A water meter? A transmitter, pal. Oh, is this more of that high-tech stuff? Okay. Diddle-doo. Camera. So this tiny thing is a camera. Yep, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small, high-grade video camera mostly used in security systems. So it's a video camera. It runs on a battery which comes with it in a set. But there's no videotape in this camera. This is only the camera part here, pal. The tape recorder with the tape inside it is somewhere else. Somewhere else? The footage is changed into radio waves, and then it's sent to that recorder. So it's sort of like a TV broadcast, isn't it? Hey, you know, you're right. Ah. Transmitter. So what is a transmitter? It's a device that sends footage the camera took to a specific destination. It's like a video version of a listening device, pal. It looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing. Oh, that's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it. Oh. You can set it for a certain time? Yep, let's see, this looks like it was set to start at 8 PM and go for 1 hour. 8 PM, that was the time the award ceremony ended. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I'd guess. Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here? I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder. Then maybe this camera caught the murder on tape. What? And if you think about the angle the bear is at, it's bound to have had a clear shot of the whole crime, pal. Yes, it will. Right, stuffed bear. So there was a camera in this bear's eye, and it was disguised as a present. And I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder, pal. It's pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave Mr. Kurita this present? I don't know, pal. But this means that someone out there's got a video of what happened here that night. Isn't there any way we can find out who that person is? It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out. Oh. Is there really no way to find out? I got it. But what? Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go around to the electronics shop and see if I can find out who bought this. But that's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 PM. Leave it to me. Even if I have to search all night, I'll find your man, pal. Oh, okay. Given to Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah, Favy, it's investigation time. I'm on fire, found my fingers itching to go. That again. Yeah! Oh my god. He's gone. Yep. But Mr. Scruffy Detective is sure is a nice man. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake. You always manage to do things in the most ineffective ways. Oh. You'll have to excuse me, I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth? What are you doing here? A rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward one step at a time. I see, thanks. Don't thank me yet, we still have to find her. So, there was a spy camera hidden inside this stuffed animal, huh? You are one lucky man, right? Do you know this stuffed bear, little girl? I have no idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade, and there are very few that are exported here. What? The camera and transmitter that Scatterbrain Detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere, however this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, this bear can tell us who the buyer is. Can you really do that? Mr. Nick, can he really? Well, I guess so. It's 9 PM. I think I can still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. I'm sure you have other things to do, or you have to do. Stuffed bear. It's like he just took the massive bear with him. See you soon, right? Wait! What? Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. But besides that, right, until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Wonka Reader? The real killer. Do you really still think it was Adrian Andrews? To be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, right? Everything begins with the truth. Wonka Reader's real killer. Miss Andrews passed. The kidnapper whose sole condition is an acquittal for Mr. Ongard. And this card. Shelley the Killer. Maya, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to this case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth. But as you said, all I can do for now is find the truth. Ba-da-da-dum. To be continued. Okay. Hot damn. Alright, we're still in Kurita's room. Cool. It's past 9 PM already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya. These things take time. I'd probably say not. I'd say probably not even. The police are professionals, Pearl, they'll find her, so don't you worry. And if we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. The real killer. So the real person who killed Mr. Corrida was that assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right? And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one that hired the killer to begin with? Who is his client? You mean, who asked for the murder? That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood. But whoever this client is, they're still a killer. The assassin's client. Who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Miss Andrews? I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself? But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be Matt Ongard himself. Was it Matt? If Mr. Ongard really did hire the assassin, then he is not innocent at all. Far from it, he would be guilty of the crime. But it can't be Mr. Ongard, right? I mean, when we first talked with him. Mr. Ongard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. Wonkarita? Alright, just so we're clear. Or just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes Wonkarita, okay? I didn't see any Cyclops at that time. Actually, that reminds me. Do you remember something, Mr. Nick? Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. She said something interesting. Something interesting. So, what is this interesting thing? Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you, pals? Juan had bet everything on the German Ninja this year, and if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought, anyway. It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Mr. Ongard's secret. What is this secret? I don't know yet. But for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Corrida was going to reveal this secret. That means Mr. Ongard had plenty of motive to have Mr. Corrida silenced. Which means we have to meet with Mr. Ongard. There's no way around it now. Oh, yeah! Let's get a move on, I suppose. Hallway! Oh, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 PM already. But we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of the secret Mr. Corrida held about Mr. Ongard. And Miss Andrews' real intentions. These are two things I must know tonight. But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center? I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. Hope so. I don't know, it seems that this investigation is not going to be all that long. I mean, there's a lot of dialogue to go through, I suppose, but even still. Oh crap, old bag. Again. Hello! Hey, wait. What is it, whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason. And I was told to use it to search the whole hotel. That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? The one Gumshoe made. I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. But the request came from Edgypoo, so... Edgeworth. And he said... If you feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer. So I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you. Ugh. Gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. Right, bug sweeper. This is absolutely top secret, so you had better keep it to yourselves. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the presents. Very interesting. I'm sure it was, you know, it was to catch poor Juan in the middle of a scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What's that? It means, well, you know, that gossip that's been going around about my dear Juan. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, You mean that thing about Miss Andrews? But I'm sure she must have had some reason for getting close to Mr. Karita. I'll let you in on another secret, young'un. I know who planted that spy camera. It was that obnoxious puffy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people. Spying on people by herself. As if I wouldn't want to see it for myself too. Wow, the alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change. I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I know... I can bet that it's nothing good. I didn't say anything. Juan and Adrian. So you want to know about Juan and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, there was something of a refreshing pair, those two. Oh? I tell you, Juan really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard. That manager? Who are you talking about? You don't know? That manager woman Juan had. Oh! It's a shame she killed herself, though. Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste Impacts. Miss Andrews' mentor, right? Yes, that's the one. That Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know? Married? You mean... to Mr. Karita? Ah, really? You young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement. 3 days after their marriage announcement? What in the... Celeste's suicide. Why would Miss Impacts want to kill herself? She was going to get married. Well, that's because... she was thrown away, you see, by Juan. What? But... they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right? They held a grand announcement session, but... 3 days later, Juan suddenly cancelled their marriage. Is that true? It was in the weekly magazines. But why? Why did he do that? No, it's not in the magazines, unfortunately. I see. That night after Juan called off the wedding, that manager Celeste killed herself. How terrible. Oof. I wonder what happened between those two. Okay, I guess we're still wanting to move. To the detention center! On that night there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. Looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down. Move! To the detention center! Wait, I have to go to Wright & Co. to go to the criminal... not criminal affairs, god. Detention center. It doesn't look like Mr. Scruffy Detective is here. Well, he's out there with that camera asking around at all the electronic stores. And I'll make some salad for him for dinner. Looks like Pearls really appreciates what Gumshoe is doing for us. Mr. Nick? Yes. Where's the lettuce? I don't think I've ever bought lettuce before. Aw, I guess I have to give up on making a salad, then. Guess a lack of lettuce is kind of a problem. Alright, detention center. Perfect. I just noticed it's not giving us a time. Visiting hours ended a few hours ago. Looks like we're not going to get a chance to talk with Mr. On Guard tonight. But... isn't what we have to ask very important? Yeah, but I don't think that matters to a guard. Or to the guard. Oh no! So what's he watching over now? Maybe he did something bad and he's standing there as punishment. Somehow, I don't think that's it. Maybe not here then. What about criminal affairs? Yep. Still no time though. Feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Mr. Ongar's lawyer, right? Ah, yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. A decisive witness? You mean for Mr. Onguard's case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gonna hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's he just up to now? Who is this witness? I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Nick? Between the kidnapper's demand and now this? We can't see any way to win here. Oh yeah. Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission, so there you go. Ah! I've already called them, so they know. Go on, go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much. This is such good news, Mr. Nick. Go talk to your heart's content. Sounds like the police are pretty sure they have Mora's trial in the bag. Okay, so I did need to go to criminal affairs first. Oh well, never mind. So now I can talk to On Guard? I'm hoping? I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. So that means that both Mr. On Guard and Miss Andrews are in this detention center. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? On Guard or Adrian? On Guard. Dude, it's Mr. Wright. I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Edgeworth just dropped a bombshell on me and said the Wonka reader was killed by an assassin, and that assassin's client is this man, Matt On Guard. What's wrong? Mr. On Guard, there is something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kinda different. You're totally not like your usual lawyer dude self. Talk. Your secret? Juan and Adrian. Did you know about Mr. Carida and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what Juan did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Carida. Her mentor was Mr. Carida's manager, and Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celeste Impact's suicide note from him. Celeste? Does that jog any memories? Dude, I suddenly just got totally hungry. You up for a pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is it a kind of pea like green peas? Let's go eat one later, okay? I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off of this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. On Guard, are you connected to Miss Impact's suicide in some way? Matt's secret. About the press conference. You mean the one where Juan was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. It looked like somehow Juan had his hands on a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Could you please fill me in on what this secret is, please? Ah, finally. Oh my god. 5? I knew this was coming. 5! Mr. Nick, don't tell me. A psych lock. You said a secret, right? But you don't have any idea what it is, do you, dude? Haha. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't do shit with that. 5 of them? Wait, I want to hear Miss Andrews, so could I just leave and go back? I like how it's still daytime outside, even though it's apparently 9 PM or something. Whose story do I want to hear? Adrian's! Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to be visiting such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was Matt. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about this secret Mr. Carida had on Mr. On Guard. Let's see. Matt On Guard. I'd like to ask you about Matt On Guard, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. On Guard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. Shit, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, I always do it. At least once. About Miss Celeste Impacts. I finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. I'm sorry. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumour that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back, and to burn it. You wanted to burn it? But why? I didn't want it to spread like just another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I would never do something so stupid. The suicide note, huh? Wonder what it said. Why frame him? Why did you try to frame Mr. Onguard? That's simple, because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? But there had to be another way. The police are excellent at doing their job, so they'd figure it out, right? Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews. Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason, so please, tell me why you did what you did. Revenge. Huh? Did you say something just now? Another? Oh, thankfully hers isn't that bad. A cyclock, huh? Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say, revenge. You did, but we can't get to that, sadly. I guess the only thing I can do now is go back to criminal affairs. Maybe there's somebody to talk to there. Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me. Uh-oh. Oh, it's Powers. Mr. Powers. What happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. So, the decisive witness is Mr. Powers? I was talking with a detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home, when all of a sudden, you there, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh. They said my face and whole self, in general, looked suspicious or something. Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? I guess I can talk to him for a bit. Alright, tomorrow's testimony. So about this testimony you're giving. What are you going to talk about? I really don't know yet. But it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important. What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said. Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick, I think Maya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's alright. Ouch. I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? Oh, Matt on guard. This is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, you know. Because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. But what is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say it's just a game to justify himself. What? How horrible. That's unforgivable. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to offend you. But you know, he said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him. His manager, you know? Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic? Gossip. You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities and their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image. But aren't you a part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of the other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Oh hey, so did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Impex? We heard something about how her wedding was cancelled. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged up his skin is practically glowing with electricity. So her suicide. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. And they say that Juan went to hide it, or went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, that is. Something bad for Mr. Corrida. Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. And she said, it looks like I may have been caught by an insidious man. An insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Corrida by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? That would be enough, or be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Ongard and Miss Andrews, they're both at the detention center right now. There's still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. Oh my god, my phone's going. Mr. Nick, your phone. Hey, that's a still samurai.